In the annals of history, few periods are as dark and harrowing as World War II. It was a time when the world was engulfed in flames and the very fabric of humanity was tested. A time of global conflict, industrialized killing on an unprecedented scale, and a dizzying plummet into the very depths of human cruelty. The horrors witnessed during these years left scars that would never fully heal. Today we embark on a harrowing journey into the heart of this darkness. We will explore the shadows that loomed over nations and the despair that gripped countless souls. We're not here to talk about battlefield tactics, casualty figures, or the grand strategies of empires. Today we delve into the lives of the individuals who orchestrated this nightmare, the architects of terror who manipulated and controlled with ruthless efficiency, men whose names still evoke chills, whose deeds are forever etched in the collective memory of mankind. Their actions changed the course of history and left an indelible mark on the world. This is the story of the darkest minds of World War II, a tale of power, corruption, and the ultimate price of unchecked ambition. How does one even begin to dissect a mind like Adolf Hitler's? A failed artist, a decorated veteran, a man whose early life gave little hint of the monstrous path he would later tread. A charismatic demagogue who rose from the ashes of a defeated Germany to seize absolute power, Hitler's rise was as improbable as it was terrifying. Hitler's ideology, a toxic brew of nationalism, anti-Semitism, and a lust for domination, found fertile ground in a nation humiliated and desperate for a savior. He offered them scapegoats, easy answers to complex problems, a restoration of German pride, and a sense of belonging to something greater than themselves. His vision of world domination was not just a political strategy, but a deeply personal mission driven by a belief in his own destiny. His words, laced with venom and seductive promises, ignited a firestorm that would consume millions, reshaping the world in the process. From the failed coup of the Beer Hall Putsch to the grandiose displays of the Nuremberg rallies, we'll witness the terrifying power of his personality cult and the lengths to which he would go to achieve his aims. This is the story of how a seemingly unremarkable man, armed with nothing more than words and a perverse vision, rose to become one of history's most reviled tyrants, leaving a legacy of destruction and horror that still haunts us today. Heinrich Himmler, the bespectacled, seemingly unremarkable bureaucrat who became the architect of the Holocaust. As Reichsführer SS, Himmler commanded an organization that embodied the very essence of Nazi terror. Himmler, obsessed with Aryan purity, built a vast network of concentration and extermination camps. We'll delve into Himmler's chilling worldview and his role in implementing the final solution. This is the story of a man who transformed himself from a poultry farmer into one of history's most prolific mass murderers. Words are weapons. Joseph Goebbels, Minister of Propaganda for the Nazi regime, understood this better than most. A master manipulator, Goebbels wielded language like a scalpel, reshaping German society to fit Hitler's warped vision. Through radio broadcasts, films, newspapers, and massive rallies, Goebbels' propaganda machine relentlessly bombarded the German people with a constant stream of lies. This is the story of how one man, armed with nothing more than words, helped pave the way for genocide and plunge the world into darkness. Hermann Goering, a World War I flying ace, a morphine addict, and a man of many contradictions, was also a collector of stolen art, amassing a vast collection of looted treasures from across Europe. He was one of the most powerful figures in the Nazi regime, second only to Hitler in influence and authority. Behind the flamboyant facade lurked a ruthless and ambitious politician, always eager to expand his power. As head of the Luftwaffe, Goering played a key role in unleashing the horrors of the Blitz on London and other cities, causing widespread destruction and fear. As Minister of the Interior, he oversaw the establishment of the Gestapo, the secret police force that would become infamous for its brutal tactics. The Gestapo became synonymous with terror and repression, instilling fear in the hearts of civilians. This is the story of a man who combined a veneer of sophistication with a chilling capacity for cruelty, leaving a dark legacy in his wake. Reinhard Heydrich, the Butcher of Prague. Cold, calculating, and utterly ruthless, Heydrich was known as the man with the iron heart, a fitting moniker for the mastermind behind the Einsatzgruppen, and a key architect of the Holocaust. As head of the Reich Security Main Office, he presided over a sprawling apparatus of terror. It was Heydrich who chaired the Wannsee Conference, formalizing plans for the final solution. We'll explore his role in crushing dissent within Germany and his brutal reign of terror in occupied Czechoslovakia. This is the story of a man who transformed bureaucratic processes into instruments of mass murder. Adolf Eichmann, the logistician of death. A mid-level SS officer, unremarkable in appearance and demeanor, Eichmann played a pivotal role in the Holocaust as a chillingly efficient manager of death. Tasked with managing the logistics of the final solution, Eichmann oversaw the deportation of millions of Jews to ghettos and extermination camps. We'll explore his role in organizing the Wannsee Conference and his chilling ability to compartmentalize his actions. This is the story of a man who, through a twisted sense of duty, facilitated the deaths of millions. Josef Mengele, the Angel of Death, Auschwitz-Birkenau, a sprawling complex of death where over 1 million souls perished. Within its barbed wire fences, Josef Mengele carried out his grotesque experiments. Driven by a twisted fascination with genetics, he subjected countless prisoners to horrific medical experiments. We'll explore Mengele's background and the nature of his experiments, all carried out with a cold, clinical detachment. This is the story of a man who, in the name of science, transformed himself from a healer into a butcher. Lest we forget, these men, these architects of the Holocaust, stand as grim reminders of the depths of human depravity. Their stories are not easy to tell, their crimes difficult to comprehend. But we must confront them, examine them, and strive to understand how such horrors could have occurred. By studying the darkest minds of World War II, we can work to ensure that such horrors are never repeated. We must remain vigilant, for the seeds of hatred and intolerance are still sown today. This is the enduring legacy of the darkest minds of World War II. Please comment below with the person you would like to learn about the most.